Well, it's a while since I offered you a view from the shed, so I thought I ought to have another go at it, and a fair bit of water's gone under the bridge since last time. Last time, and actually probably the 14 times before, I was angry, and there is still so much around in the news and in the unfolding tragedies with which I am still angry, so please do not be fooled by this new soft and gentle nature that you see in front of you. After the last piece, someone wrote to me agreeing with most of what I'd said, but then added as a PS, perhaps something a little more cuddly next time? And I pondered the idea, and I realised that actually for many people it is a lack of cuddly that has been one of the hardest parts of this pandemic period. For some it is the missing out on cuddles with grandchildren, for example. For some the embrace of a parent. For some, I guess, it's the missing the normally taken for granted handshake. For all of us, one way or another, we have missed out on that informal human-to-human encounter which is such a part of our life and our living. In the way things were, that cuddle might be real and physical, or the embrace might be implied by a greeting or a wave, sometimes finding its expression in the look in the eye or the look on the face. But as we have said so often in these last few months, human beings are community beings. We're not supposed to be isolated from one another. Yes, however we want to describe it, we have all missed being cuddled by and through human interaction during the crisis. It's interesting to me that even Facebook quickly picked up on the need for human beings to feel as if they're cuddled. They developed a new emoji during the pandemic. So alongside the established symbols like thumbs up and thumbs down and smiley face and sad face and laughing face and winky eye, they launched a caring for you sign, a virtual cuddle that has been widely used. Now, you know me well enough by now to know that I have a passion for the use of technology as a means to keep us together when we can't be. But even I would not pretend that it replaces human interaction in the physical world, at least not for most of us. A virtual cuddle emoji reminds us that someone else identified with our situation, cared about us. They cared about us for at least as long as it took that someone to touch one key on a computer keyboard. But that doesn't even get close to the look in the eye or the touch in the hand or the consoling, reassuring and healing embrace in the physical world. So now the talk is of relaxing lockdown and of our own Independence Day on July the 4th. I'm not even going to go there because this is about cuddles, it's not about anger part 3. So perhaps some parts of our community, perhaps some parts of our social networking, perhaps some parts of our physical relating to one another may begin to return to something like normal. So what are the lockdown lessons for me as a pastor when it comes to the need for this informal human interaction? What have I learned? Well, the key thing, I think, is that I have been reminded that we miss it when we cannot spend time with other people. And I have been reminded also that for some, the sort of isolation that we have experienced is a constant in their life, not a change just for a short pandemic period. Some people do not see another human being from day to day. Some people don't have a conversation with another person for days on end. Some people long for even the slightest socially insignificant physical touch by somebody else. And that touch, that conversation, that encounter never comes because the world is just too busy normally to notice that they are on their own. Perhaps the need for human interaction in the physical world is one explanation for our apparent rush to return. I think there are actually much darker forces at work there too, if I'm honest. But as we settle into the new normal, perhaps we need to remember that for some, the new normal still looks and feels incredibly like the old isolation. What should the church look like post-COVID? That seems to be the question that I keep asking in my shed at the moment. Maybe as a missional priority, it needs to look like one of those caring computer emojis, but with a human face and human arms and human worlds and human compassion expressed in the physical world, caring in and for real people in the real world by real people in the physical world. Stay safe. God bless.